Okay, this is the main screen. This screen is the welcoming screen. If you installed it for the first time, you might get some windows saying to put an email address or to register. So just go ahead and do those things until you get to this screen. So the home screen is you can actually access some of the main functions here. For example, new project. So if you want to create a new project. So this is pretty much shows you quick links of the most common features that you can use within the application. The two that I see here that we'll be using a lot is the new project for when the supervisors create new projects. They'll be uh, creating, we'll be clicking there to create new projects. And the other is open group share projects. So we'll be working with the server. So these videos are related to the server version. Packages will be another video series, but this is going to cover how to work with the server. There's also some other buttons here, so let's click here, getting started. So these are getting started. It shows help material that SDL Trados Studios they offer. If you don't want to watch my video series, you can actually click on one of these links here and listen to what they have to say. So I may not be covering all of this, but if you are curious or if you want a different point of view on how to learn SDL or Trados, go ahead and click here. For example, translating a single document. It opens up a window, a web browser. Um, so you just kind of click it, not too complicated. Each video is different. They have time. This is 25 minutes, so this is 25 minutes of a video. But there's smaller ones about 6 minutes. Some run a lot longer, some run a little bit smaller. But it is a good source of a reference if you do want to learn different aspects of the system. Also below, they offer PDFs. So if you want to read up on project management or translating and reviewing, these manuals are very good. They offer very detailed information about the Trados. So I'll mostly be going over the process, but if you want to know more details about the system, what all these buttons mean, they're in these PDF documents. So take a look at those. Just click on these. This is just more stuff that they put on. Release notes, nothing too important. Or if you are coming from an older version, the migration guide, but that's more of technical stuff. And just the latest news. So this is pretty much explaining what's been going on. So these you really don't have to really worry about. So our stuff is here. I'm going to explain the left-hand side of this, which is also important. So if you click on one of these, when you change, this window will change. So I'm going to click on projects. So you will notice that this will change to projects. So this is my project window. It's full of projects. I'll explain this a little bit later. But let's go back to the welcome screen. So we click on the welcome screen and we're back. So when we click on these, I'll explain all of these a little later. But when we click on these, I showed that this changes. This also changed. This menu is different from older versions. It's very similar to the Microsoft layout. So most of your functions that you'll use within the application are going to be shown here. I'm going to show you this as of now, show shortcuts. To learn Trados also is not to use the mouse because you're typing, you're doing your translations, and then if you want to do a function, you take your hands off the keyboard and you use the mouse to click. What's good about this application is there's a lot of quick keys that you can access a lot of resources or tools that you need. So look up translations, this Control Shift with T, and this is pressing it all one time. Moving from the next segments, Control down, Control up. Some of you that are more familiar with this Trados or older versions, you may know some of these already. But those of you who aren't, or if you want to know more, or you can actually create um, custom short keys. This helps out a lot, and it can speed up a lot of your translations. So this is a long list of items, and you can actually put in some if you like. Um, you can also print out a copy and have it at your desk as a reference. But I just wanted to show you that. So if you don't want to always click on the mouse or use the mouse a lot, you can have those quick keys. But in these videos lessons, I'll probably do most of it with using the mouse so you understand where to click. Okay, enough. So let's go back to the projects. So the projects, the top also changed as I referenced, but this project shows all of my current projects that are on my PC, and depending on your PC, you may have a lot more or a lot less. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So you see these files here. You see some that are having a green ball and some that are normal. The ones with the green ball means that there are server projects. So these projects are located on our server, which is in the cloud. I'm not sure if you know what cloud computing is, but we're pretty up there in technology. So we're doing a lot of our projects in the servers. We'll be uploading projects to the server, and people will be downloading projects from the server. We'll issue users their part of the translations. We'll go over all these in other videos, but there's two types of scenarios: servers and in the locals. So locals is if you're actually doing your own translation. So you'll just create a project, you do your translation, and you keep it on your PC, and no one else will work with it. Or that's not the case. If you plan to send a package here, which is another video, this would reside on your PC. Whereas if you were going to put the project on a server where other people who have access, you'll publish it to the server. So this has the name, the status. There's a few status: complete, in progress, in progress, in progress. Due date, there should be a lot more due dates here. Created at the time that it was created. And the type, like I told you that there's the group share project. So this is a server, and this is a standard projects. The location is the location of the project, or if it's on their server, the location of their server. So on this server, which I'll be showing you a little bit later, there's organizations. So there's Team Marso, Team Marso, Team Test. So I'll show you those files a little bit later in other videos. So within these projects, there's also a sort. If this window gets full of projects, you can actually remove them from the list, which does not delete the project from your computer. So that file still exists on my computer. It just removes it from the list. So if you do the remove from list by accident, don't worry, your information is still safe. And if you do want to open it again, just open the project and find where the project folder is, and it'll appear. So I just wanted to point out these filters. So if you do have a lot of projects, or you're not finding your projects that you already completed or that are in progress, you come here and says, hey, I was working on the project yesterday, and I come back and it's not here. So what happened to it? You either removed it from the list, or it's been filtered out. So take a look on your left hand side on these filters, and it says show all projects. So there's two options: in progress, which shows all the files in progress, and you've seen how it reduced the list, or the others, completed, which is even smaller, and these are the ones that are on the servers. So if you're not finding all your projects, you should check here. You see that the projects are in normal text, and there's some that are in bold text. The only one that's in bold text is the project that's actually selected and will be here, the name of the project. So this bolded line item and this name is going to refer to these next three items: files, reports, and editor. So before I click, I'm going to explain to you these three items and how they relate to this bold project. So this is selected. I'm showing you that it is bold here. So let's select it again. So this is actually selected. So when I click on files, or if I do a double click, it will show all the files within this project. So this is one file that's in this project, which has been locked out, and what's been translated. So here. So if we click on reports, these are going to be the reports based on this project that was highlighted or in bold under this project here. So let's take a look at these reports. This editor, let's click on it now. Has a relationship on this folder of files. So if I double click on this file here, it'll open. It's been checked out, so I can't really, I'm not going to edit it. I probably shouldn't have done that, but let's go OK. We're downloading a file that's already been checked out to the translator, so since it's been checked out, we won't be able to modify it. But supervisors have the power to check things out or uncheck things out. But since he has it, we're just going to download the latest version of what he has. So this is downloading from our server. And depending on the file, if it's a larger file, it may take a while to download. But if it's a smaller file, it'll download quite fast. Okay. Okay, and the project is open. Okay, this is the editor window. And the translators will be actually working in this window here. Other video series, I'll show you more how to do the translations. But the actual videos that STL offers about making a translation is very good. So it takes, it's worth it if you do take a look at their video. But I will also create one that shows you how to do just translations. So it looks like that this has been translated. Like I said, we'll get back to this. So this file that is open in the editor is this file that exists here, which is in relation to this project. Sometimes people click on a project, even though that this is highlighted, and they want to see the files in this project. So they click here, and they say, hey, these aren't my files. I had a lot more. And they go back, and they see that it's still highlighted, but it's not their files. The thing is that it's not bolded. This is bolded, so this is the current project that's selected. So if we do a double click, we are taken to the files folder with the files in relationship to this project test from this. So okay, so the translation memories, this is another tab with the translation memories. So you see that these are the translation memory icons that open translation memory, create a new translation memory. We'll create other videos about translation memories because that's a whole series in itself. this is the basis of Trados, is the translation memory, so you can actually reuse previous translations, or if you've already translated within the document, those can be reused so you don't have to translate the same thing twice. So that's just the basic overview. Here's the editor, the reports, the files, and the projects, and the welcome screen. So thank you, and we will do another video shortly.